Hello, welcome back. I'm going to show you how to create some finishing touches so you have what looks like a very finished item of clothing. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to snip where there is a curve. This takes a little practice. I just want to make sure that you know to not snip into your stitches and give yourself a little room. And these little indentations that you're making into your work will make this curve not pucker when you turn your garment right side out. So these little snips just help the flexibility of your fabric. And you're going to snip up at the top as well. So you're going to give yourself about a 1/2 inch seam allowance, which is this extra line out here. And this is going to give flexibility to create a seam around the neckline. And if you do not snip the fabric, you won't be able to fold the neckline in. Now we get to see what our garment looks like right side out. So we'll pull our sleeve through, pull our other sleeve, and you can see that the puckering that was in this garment the first time is gone and is creating for a smooth curve under the arm. And so we pull the arms out and we will create a seam, a running stitch seam around the bottom. We just fold that in both sides, front and back, about a 1/2 inch, and press. And there is a lot that our fingers can do with pressing our fabric. So we press it down and we create a crease. And we're going to do the same thing around the neckline, which takes a little bit more time. But you fold in each tab. Oh, my neighbor's dog is barking again. So go around and fold in each tab. And go ahead and give each tab a press. Roll that under, and it will be ready to sew. And I do suggest taking the warmth of your hand. You can even count to 10. Warm up your fabric so that you can press a crease into it. And then we're going to do again the running stitch. You can create a tailor's knot for this running stitch, and your knot is going to be on the inside of your fabric. So I trap my thread under my pointer. I wrap it once, twice, 3 times. I pinch and slide my eye through. And then I will put my needle back on my thread and begin the running stitch. Again, I'm going to make sure that my stitch is in the back. One more try. Okay. So here we are. You're going to take your non-dominant hand and continue to hold that fold in place and roll it under and do what is the running stitch down and up. And pull down into your fabric and pull. And when you're coming to one of the the cut marks, you can just carefully fold that cut mark in ever so slightly. Fold that roll in and hold it. That way you will not see the cuts that you made into the fabric, but you will have a nice tidy edge. So you're rolling with one hand and stitching, running stitch with the other. You're going to do that on the front and back. And it creates a very nice finishing touch. And so you're going to do that around the neckline and at the bottom of the garment. So I'm taking my fingers and rolling that underneath. And then giving a tug. I'm pinching with my tall finger and pointer, and my thumb and heart finger are holding my fabric tautly so that I can continue to sew. So that is how we will continue the neckline. I'm going to sew the back and the bottom and show you how that looks. Okay, so you have stitch around your top for your neckline and your bottom so that you have a nice, tidy, clean edge, and your arms. And then sometimes, just want to show you, sometimes I'll notice a pucker. If you're noticing a pucker when you're turning your fabric right side out, it's okay to flip your work back over. And it might mean that you just need a few more snips. And again, be careful not to snip your actual stitches or get too close, because then, well, that's disappointing. You will have to sew it all over again. So I put a few more in there, and you can go in and cut some of those furry edges. But then you can see that curve lies flat. And that is something that you'll work on if you are ever making a garment that you are going to wear a human size garment, not a sculpture size garment. So there we go. That is a tunic. If you made a shirt, it will be much shorter. And thank you for tuning in, and I will be seeing you soon. Have a wonderful day.